Welcome, ladies. Today we're going to be focusing on hip stabilization. Oftentimes in our prenatal classes, it can feel really delicious to sink into some hip opening, but as the baby grows and as our bellies ripen, it's not uncommon to feel a sense of instability in our low back and our pelvis. Some of us may even experience SI pain or sciatica. And so focusing on muscular stabilization through the hips and the low back can be really supportive and provide some relief during this time. We're going to need 2 blocks and a strap for today's practice. If you don't have that at home, you can makeshift with some blocks or a belt. And of course, if you don't have anything else, you can try to make do without it as well. So we're going to start with our strap and 1 block. And I'd like you to set up your strap so that you have a secure loop that's about hips distance wide. And we're going to make our way on our backs. Even if you're early on in your pregnancy, it's a really nice habit to get into coming onto your side and then gently walking yourself down before rolling onto the back, just so that we don't create any unnecessary stress or tension on the abdomen. So once you find your way onto your back, take your looped strap through the feet and bring it up to the thighs just above the knee. Soles of the feet can rest on the mat. And then grab your block and it's going to go skinny ways through your inner thighs. So you want your strap to be wide enough that you feel supported in your legs, but narrow enough that even when your legs are relaxed, the block stays in position. Then you can rest your hands either on your belly or down by the sides, closing the eyes. And taking just a few breaths here, welcoming yourself to your practice. Taking a moment to connect with your baby. Feeling the rise and the fall of the belly with each inhale and exhale. And we're going to start with simply syncing our breath with some muscular engagement and activation. So as you inhale, press into your feet and think of spreading your mat apart and reaching the thighs into your strap. As you do that, your belly will expand, your pelvic floor will relax. And then as you exhale, gently hugging the block in. And while you're engaging your inner thighs, I also want you to think of hugging in from your outer hips. This will also draw in your TVA, your transverse abdominis, through the lower belly and waist. So inhale as you press down, expand the thighs apart. And then exhale, drawing in towards your midline. Good, we'll do 3 breaths like that. Inhales to relax, release, widen. And exhales to contract, hug the baby, hug the block. trying to keep the entire sole of the foot on the ground, so not rolling to the inner ankles or the outer edges of the feet. Toes stay relaxed. One more, just like that. Good. On your next inhale, relax through legs. Release your block. And draw your knees in and remove your strap. And from here, we're going to roll over to your left side. You can use your left arm as a pillow for support. And just imagine you had a wall behind you to find this alignment of back of the skull, the sacrum, and the soles of the feet resting against this imaginary wall. So the knees are bent, stacked on top of one another, as well as the ankles. We're going to do a Pilates clam here. So this will be our inhale position. And as you exhale, keep the feet together, open the knees up. So inhale, tap the knees. And exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Good, 4 more. Going as slow as you need to use the breath as an initiator to the movement. Good, releasing the knee. And then lift the ankle. You're going to keep your ankle elevated. This will be our inhale. And exhale, open the knee. Inhale to release. Exhale to open. Sometimes I like to bring my hand to my outer seat just to feel that turning on and engagement of the glute in the outer hip. Good, 4 more. Probably starting to feel that seat turn on. This time bring your knee parallel to your ankle. So your legs are parallel, the right leg is lifted. And this time you're going to keep the legs parallel. Inhale here. Exhale to lift the knee and the ankle. Good. Inhale. Close it down. Tap just gently. Exhale to open. Keeping knee and ankle parallel. Inhales to tap. Exhales to open. And keep them pretty wide for these next 2 rounds, about 6 inches or so apart. And then make them a little bit smaller. So inhale to tap, exhale about 3 inches. Inhale, tap, exhale to lift. Good. Inhale, tap, 1 more lift. And then close it up even more, so really tiny, about 1 inch. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. 2 more. Good, and then this time, lift your leg, straighten your leg as you inhale, kick out through the heel, and then exhale, hug your knee up towards your chest. Good, Inhale, extend the leg, foot is flexed, reach through the heel. Exhale to hug it in. And think of sliding your leg on one even line here. 3 more. If you're really starting to feel the burn, anytime I feel discomfort throughout my classes while I'm pregnant, I always think of it as training for labor. So breathing through it and remembering that the discomfort and the wave of the sensation will eventually pass. Next time your knee is hugged in, go ahead and release the knee down in front of you, resting it on the ground. You can straighten your bottom leg if that feels good, and either massage out with a flat palm, or you can make a fist through the seat, maybe even down the leg. Beautiful, let's switch sides. So rolling over to your right. And again, using your bottom arm to support the head. First and foremost, finding your alignment. So back of the skull, sacrum, soles of the feet against this imaginary wall behind you. We'll start with our clam. So ankles stay together. You're inhaling here. And exhale, open the knee. Inhale to close. Exhale to open. Good. We have about 8 here. For 3. Again, if it's helpful to bring your top hand to your outer hip or seat to feel that turning on of the glutes, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can use your left hand as a kickstand. Good. Rest in the top knee, lifting the ankle. Inhale here. Exhale, open the knee. Inhale, tap. Exhale to open. And as you do this, inhale, your belly relaxes, your pelvic floor relaxes. As you exhale, the pelvic floor engages and the lower abdomen also turns on. 4 more just like that. Again, using your breath to initiate the movement. Last 2. Last 1. Now bring the knee and the ankle parallel. And we're going to close both. So you're going to keep the leg parallel. Inhale to tap. And exhale to lift. Inhale, tap. Bring your hand to your waist. Exhale to lift. And you want to think of keeping your waistline relaxed. Good. A couple more like that. We're about 6 inches in our opening. Good. Last one with this degree. And then close it up a little bit, about 3 inches. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. And close it up even more, 1 inch. We have about 3 here. Inhales, close. Exhales, open. Good. Next time your leg is lifted, inhale, stretch through the legs, kick out through the heel, flex the foot. And then exhale, hug the knee up towards your chest. Good, inhale, reach. Exhale, hug it in. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Once your knee comes up, release the leg down in front of you. And again, if it feels good to tap it out or massage up and down through the leg, you can do that. Great, so hopefully already starting to feel those stabilizing muscles turn on. Let's make our way up into tabletop position. And once you find tabletop position, bring your right knee towards the center and cross your left knee behind it. Your feet can go wide. Your knees and your inner thighs are hugging towards one another. Finding this internal rotation. We'll just take a few breaths here. With every breath, think of toning your pelvic floor. So really sending your breath down through the bowl of your pelvis. You can maybe even lean your seat back a little bit to get a gentle stretch through the outer hips. And then inhale, come through center, uncross your legs. This time bring your left knee to the center and your right knee comes behind it. Widen the feet. And then hug the knees, hug the inner thighs. Try to keep your head in line with your heart and your heart in line with your pelvis. If it feels good, you can gently rock or even sway, maybe leaning back. Breathing into the bowl of the pelvis. And then come through center, uncross your legs, tabletop position. We're going to do a few donkey kicks. So you'll inhale here through table, and then exhale, you're gonna lift your right leg, sole of the foot moves towards the sky. Good, inhale, release the knee, just hover. And then exhale, lifting. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. The last 3. And then next time your leg is lifted, let's keep it lifted and we'll pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale there. Exhale fully. We'll move into the other side. Inhales here through tabletop. And then exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, engaging the belly, lifting the left leg, 90 degrees, sole of the foot to the sky. And then inhale, hover, release the left knee. And then exhale to lift. And just like we did before, using your breath to initiate that movement. So moving as fast or as slow as you need to. Sometimes as we go slower, it can feel a little bit more challenging, but it also helps to really refine this engagement. Last 3. And as you lift your leg, we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Great work. So curling the toes, lifting the hips, and we will find our downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths in your downward facing dog. If you'd like to pedal out through the feet, bending one knee at a time. Can be a nice way to settle in. And then eventually finding neutral dog if you're walking it out for a breath or two. Inhale to look forward. We'll walk the feet forward towards the front of the mat. If you have your blocks here, it can be nice, especially if your belly is growing. And if you're feeling like you need a little bit more space, you can use those blocks as little arm extenders. Let's inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press into the feet, rise all the way up. Reaching the arms and exhale the hands through center. Great, so we're going to crisscross through the legs here. Bring your left foot towards the center of your mat and cross the right leg in front. And then right hand stays down by the side. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, leaning to the left. To the right. Inhale up through center. Left hand down, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale through center. Keep your legs crisscrossed. Exhale, fold forward down the middle. Feeling the outer hips hugging in and drawing everything into your midline. Get slightly bend through the knees. Inhale, slowly rise. One vertebra at a time. Uncross the legs. And we'll do the other side. So bring the right foot to the center. Crossing the left leg in front. And try to get it so that your pinky toes are touching. And look down and even see if you can get your toes in alignment. Hugging everything in towards the center. And again, you want to think of coming from the outer hips rather than just through the inner thighs. Inhale, left arm stays down, right arm circles up. Exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale, rise through center. Exhale, right arm down, left arm comes up and over, stretching to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold down the middle. And then micro bend through the knees, root down through the feet. Inhale, rising one vertebra at a time. Once you make your way to the top, release the legs and finding Tadasana. So next we're going to use one block. You can stay at the front of the mat if you like. I'm going to come to the middle just so that you can see this a little bit better. Placing the block on its lowest height and going long ways so that you can rest your foot on the block. And we'll stand up on the block with our right foot, and your left foot and leg are just going to dangle at the side. I like to keep my hands on my hips because it helps to find more of a neutral alignment. So ideally you don't want to sink into one hip or have one hip super elevated. You want them to be in the same line. And we're just going to do little dips here. So as you inhale, the left leg dips down towards the ground, and exhale, it comes up. So there's a little dip in your pelvis, but you're not popping it and swaying it really deeply. It's pretty subtle. You can even do this without the block, but the block helps. So inhales to lower, exhales to lift. Great for balance too. You may already be feeling the outer right seat, hip turning on. Let's do 3 more there. And then let the leg get heavy. This time you can kind of sway the left leg forward and back. Good, make little circles. Try to keep the left leg relaxed and heavy. You can micro bend through the right knee if you need to. Make your circles even smaller in reverse direction. Okay, let's release that. Step off of your block. This time take your block, bring it in between your legs, thin ways, and you want it to probably shoot out more towards the back so that you have space to fold in the front. And again, hugging everything in. So first down through your feet. You could even think of reaching your feet apart as the hips hug in. Bring your hands to your hips, inhale, here, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Taking just a breath or two here in your forward fold. Hugging the block in. And then inhale, press into the feet, rising up. And exhale the hands through center. And let's do the other side. So taking your block out between your legs, bringing it to the center. And then we'll step up with the left foot on the block. Hands to your hips. And to start, we're just gonna inhale to lower the leg. Exhale to lift. So little dips. This is one I like to do, and I pretty much just go until the standing leg starts to feel a little fatigued. You may notice quite a difference from side to side. Let's do 3 more. And then let the leg dangle and sway forward and back. circles with your right leg. Let's make the circles even smaller and reverse directions. Great, coming through neutral, stepping off of your block, reaching down for your block, bringing it once again to the inner thighs, hugging the block in. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, and exhale, folding down through center as you draw in towards the midline, and folding here for a breath or two. Good, inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands through center. So releasing your block. We're going to inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So bend the knees, reach back through the seat. I like to take my feet more hips distance apart. Imagine you had 2 fist distance between your feet. And then also imagine you still had your strap around your thighs like we started, and the block in between your legs. So you can either bring your arms up towards chair posture. If you'd like to keep them at your seat, you can do that as well on the sides of your hips. Good, we'll take about 5 breaths here. Inhale, pressing down through your feet. Think of spreading the feet and the thighs apart. And as you exhale, think of hugging in, engaging the outer hips and the outer thighs. So just like we did in that bridge posture to start the class, inhale, press down, expand, belly relaxes. And then exhale, hugging the imaginary block, outer hips also engage, pelvic floor lifts. Good, 3 more like that. Maybe sit into your seat a little bit more for the final breath. And then last inhale, press down. Exhale to stand. Great, so we're going to flow a little bit here. As you inhale, sit back into chair posture. As you exhale, root down through your left foot and reach your right leg back, almost like a warrior 3 posture. Good, inhale, right foot comes down, chair. Exhale, right foot stays down, left leg reaches up and back. We'll do 2 more like that, side to side. Inhale through chair. Exhale, right leg lifts up and back. And again, you can take your arms forward and up if you'd like to for both of these, or for more balance and just a reminder to engage the outer seat, you can keep your hands on your hips. Good, 1 more side to side. So inhale through chair. Exhale, right leg reaches back, toes are pointing down, foot is flexed. And we're going to add on to this. So inhale, chair. Exhale, right leg reaches all the way back, warrior 3-ish. And then inhale, you're going to come up. As you exhale, hug the knee up. So kind of like we did in our clam variations. And then inhale, release the right foot, chair. Exhale, left leg draws back, warrior 3-ish. Inhale, start to draw it in. And exhale as it comes up. Let's do 2 more each side. Inhale, chair. Exhale, warrior 3-ish. back. Inhale as you start to rise. Exhale, left knee up. Root down through your bottom leg. Inhale, chair, last one. Exhale, right leg back. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left heel back. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, hug the knee in. And inhale to release. Tadasana. Great work. So bring your block once again back up between your legs. Hug it in. And then one more time here with the block. Hug the outer hips, inner thighs towards the block. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, fold down through the center. Keeping that engagement through the outer seat, the inner thighs. Allow the head to release. Taking a few breaths here, especially if that last sequence got the heart rate up. Use this opportunity to slow things down. And then slightly bending through the knees, pressing into the feet, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Right arm stays down to the side, inhale, left arm up, exhale, leaning to the right. Hugging the block, drawing the outer hips in. Inhale to come up. Left arm down, right arm up, exhale over to the left. Good, inhale to rise. Exhale, releasing. You can take your block out from between the legs. And then we're going to come into a high lunge position. So let's start with the right foot forward. We'll draw the left foot back. And you may have a little bit of a shorter stance. We're not going to go into a deep stretchy lunge because again, we're working on this more of a stabilization here. So we did a lot of hugging in with the block, so you can even think of that here. You want to think of drawing outer hips in, inner thighs in, and we're going to do a little bit of pulsing. And so when we pulse, I want you to see 90 degree in both legs. So our inhales, we're going to come down, bend the back knee. You're going to hover the back knee. Front knee is over the ankle. You can bring hands to hips if you'd like, or you can just let them dangle to the sides. And then as you exhale, press down through the feet, lift the pelvic floor, engage the lower belly, and rise. So inhales, we descend. Exhales, we lift. Let's keep that going. Inhales, lower. Exhale, lift. You can even bring your hands on your belly. Great, let's do 3 more like that. Inhale down. Exhale, press down, engage as you lift. For 2. And last one. Let's stay lowered and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press down and lift. Good, step your back leg forward. And let's bring the right leg back. So again, you want to think 90 degrees in both of your legs. And then our inhales are going to bring us down. And then exhale, press down, engage, hug in, and draw up. Inhales to lower. Exhales to lift. It can even be helpful here to exhale through your mouth. Sometimes it helps to turn on that engagement of the core and the pelvic floor. Inhales down, exhale, rise. 3 more. 2. Last one, inhale, lower. Impulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down, rise up. And then step your back foot forward. So I think we've done enough hugging of the blocks, but I still want you to think of that hugging of the block between the leg. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold. Good, planting the hands and stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. So you can do this on hands and knees. If you have 2 blocks, I like to actually come onto my forearms on the blocks for this one. So similar to the donkey kicks that we did earlier, we're going to do those with a little bit of a crossover, like we crossed our legs when we were standing. So you'll inhale here, and then exhale, lift the right knee up towards a donkey kick. And then inhale, you're going to cross the right knee behind your left. And then inhale to come up. Let's actually inhale here. No, exhale here. Inhale, cross the back knee behind the left. Exhale to kick it up. Okay, we'll do 3 more like that. Inhale, tap your knee behind your left. Exhale to lift. Good, last one. And then next time your knee comes behind, let's release it all the way down. You may have to shimmy over a little bit through the center of your mat. Widen your feet. Press up onto your hands. And then sit it all the way back for Gomukhasana. Adjusting your feet as you need. Stacking knees. Widening through your seat. Let's bring our right hand down to the side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Good. Inhale to rise. And let's extend the bottom leg, your right leg, all the way forward. And then stack your knees and your thighs. You can draw your left foot closer towards your outer right seat. And if your belly's starting to prevent you from moving all the way into a forward fold, you can stay seated upright here and just think of the outer hips releasing towards the mat. If you have the space and it feels good, you can start to fold forward over your legs. Because I have the blocks, I like to use them underneath my hands. If you can reach the ground comfortably and that feels better, then of course that's available to you as well. Letting both legs get nice and heavy. If you're folded, inhale, rise up. And then we're just going to turn to the right. So it's like an open twist here. Maintaining a lot of space for the baby in the belly. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Good, let's inhale, come through center. So you can kind of find your most graceful way out of this. I'm going to transition us back the way that we came. So you'll lean onto your right seat, bend your right knee. And then if you need to kind of rock to the side to come up and forward, you can. Otherwise, leaning forward, so you're in that tabletop position with Gomukhasana legs. And then uncross your legs. Curl the toes, lift the hips. We'll take one more downward facing dog. And then here, bring your left foot to the center and cross your right leg in front. So just like you did standing, try to align the toes and see how high up on the thighs you can hug the legs. Maybe even bending through the knees and reaching the base of the pelvis skyward. And we'll switch side. Take the left foot from behind, cross it all the way in the front. Few breaths there. Uncross the legs, finding downward facing dog. And then inhale through tabletop. Again, you can keep your hands on the ground, or if you want to bring forearms to the ground or forearms to the blocks, you can do that. And then these donkey kicks with the cross of the legs. So inhale here. Exhale, the left knee comes up, the left foot rises. And then we're going to inhale, cross the left knee behind the right. And then exhale to lift it up. Inhale, release the knee behind the right, crossing the legs. Exhale to lift. 3 more. And especially if you feel anything here through the pubic bone or even your sacrum, that could be a good indication that you'll benefit from the stabilization of the hips. Good, last one. As you cross the knees, let's release them. You might need to wiggle it through center. Widen the feet. Come onto the hands. And start to find your way back into a seat. Widen the feet. Good, feeling both sits bones grounding. And then left hand comes to the side. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, leaning to the left. Reaching your right hip towards the ground. Receiving a nice side body stretch through the right side. Good, inhale to rise up. And then as you exhale, release the arms, extend the bottom leg, your left leg forward, stacking the knees, maybe tightening up your cross of the legs. And again, if this is enough sitting upright, you can stay here. If you have the space and it feels good in your body today, you can fold forward over the legs. And it doesn't have to be a deep fold to receive the benefit. You might just hinge forward a touch and feel a nice widening through the seat and opening through the hamstring of your bottom leg. If you're folded, let's inhale, come up. Then we'll all exhale, turn to the left. Maybe looking over your left shoulder. And it doesn't need to be a deep twist, it's just a gentle opening. Inhale through center, exhale, unwind. This time uncrossing both legs. Moving towards the center of your mat. We're going to make our way onto the back. Again, it's nice to come onto the side and gently walk yourself down. We'll do one little outer hip stretch here just to release and relieve all of that work that you did. So bending the knees, we'll take reclined pigeon, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. If you feel enough of an opening here, you're welcome to rest here. If you'd like to take it a step further, you can draw the left knee in. Interlace the fingers either behind the thigh or take a hold of the knee. Smoothing out the breath here for the last few minutes of your practice. Good, taking an inhale. Exhale to release the left foot. Uncross the legs. Making your way into the other side, left ankle over right knee. Maybe pausing there for a breath or two. Maybe staying there. Or when you're ready, drawing the right knee in and finding your bind. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale to release the right foot, uncross the legs. So if you're in your first trimester and you want to extend into Shavasana from here, you can. If you're in your second or through third trimester and you feel okay on your back, you're totally welcome to lie on your back. If you prefer to, you can roll over onto your left side. Or if you have a pillow or a bolster, you can place that underneath the spine to elevate the spine a little bit. Or you can even bring a block or a pillow or bolster between your legs as you rest on your left side. But finding a posture that feels good for you to take Shavasana. And wherever you've landed, take a moment to just honor all of the hard work that not only did you do today throughout the class, but all of the strength and support and stability that your hips do throughout pregnancy. Once you've taken a moment to give thanks and honor this part of your body, allow everything else to relax. And if you have the time, you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, returning to your space, just taking note of any sound that you hear within your environment. sound of your own breath. And just as we begin, start to feel the sensation, the rise and the fall of your inhale and exhale as it moves through your body. And from there, inviting some gentle movement back into the fingers, the toes, maybe the head and the neck. And in a way that feels good to you today, start to make your way to a comfortable seat. And once you get to your comfortable seat, let's bring the hands together at heart center, rub the palms together, create a little bit of warmth in the hands. And take a deep inhale. And exhale, press the palms together. One last reminder to draw in towards your midline, to feel stable and centered. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you enjoy. Namaste.